Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Saraswati Srimati His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Saraswati Srimati His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vritti Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Sakro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vritti Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Ganga Mai Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki All glories to the assembled All glories to the assembled All glories to the assembled All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Hare Krishna program. It's an honor and privilege to be amongst all of you this evening. I offer my sincere gratitude to each one of you, and we are very, very grateful to have your association today at ISKCON Scarborough. Hare Krishna. So hopefully devotees are aware as to what was the important event that took place 2 days ago according to Vaishnava calendar. Anybody? So 2 days ago on Wednesday was a very, very auspicious start of an event, and it is called as Odana Sasti. Has anybody heard about this wonderful festival? So Odana Sasti is the festival, and it is very, very prominent in Jagannath Puri, and this is a festival that is celebrated with pomp and glory in Jagannath Puri on Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. So this festival starts on the 6th day of the waxing moon in this month of December, and it goes on till the month of about February. So before I attempt to speak a little bit on this wonderful festival and the pastimes associated with this wonderful festival, I would like to seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas today. Hare Krishna. So to know a little bit more about this wonderful festival, we will read a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So we're going to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 16, and we're going to read verse 78. Gadadara Pandite Teno Punya Mantra Dila, Odana Sasti Dina Yatra E Dekila. Translation: Pundarika Vidyanidhi initiated Gadadhar Pandit for the second time, and on the day of Odana Sasti, Pundarika Vidyanidhi saw the festival. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki. At the beginning of winter, there is a ceremony known as the Odana Sasti. This ceremony indicates that from that day forward, a winter covering should be given to Lord Jagannath. That covering is directly purchased from a weaver. According to the Archana Marga, a cloth should first be washed to remove all the starch, and then it can be used to cover the Lord. Pundarik Vidyanidhi saw that the priest neglected to wash the cloth before covering Lord Jagannath. Since he wanted to find some fault in the devotees, he became indignant. So this is the wonderful purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And there is more information about this wonderful festival from Chaitanya Bhagavat, which is written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, and this is from Antya Kanda, chapter 10, verses 88 to 99, and I'm going to quickly read the English translation and wherever the purport is applicable. Again, we are hearing more about this wonderful festival that started worldwide, especially in Jagannath Puri on Wednesday, and it will go on for a few months. So this is from Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Kanda, chapter 10, starting from verse 88. Soon the time came for the festival called Odana Sasti. On this occasion, Lord Jagannath wears a new dress. Because Lord Jagannath in Sridham Puri wears a new winter dress on the 6th day of the waxing moon in the month of November-December, this festival is called Odana Sasti. Odana means to wear, and Shasti means 6th day, or the festival of dressing Lord Jagannath. The festival has taken this name because Lord Jagannath wears a winter dress. This festival continues up to the 4th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magha, January-February. So, the verses continue. By the desire of Lord Jagannath, his servants dress him in a starched dress on this day. Lord Gaurasundar took all of his devotees and went to see this festival of Odana Sasti. Mridangas, conch shells, kettle drums, and many other instruments were loudly played. On that day, Lord Jagannath wears various dresses. This festival continues from the 6th day of the waxing moon in the month of Agrahayana, that is November and December, to the end of the month of Magha, that is January and February. And it goes on, beautiful description of this wonderful festival. The offering of dresses go on till the end of night. As Lord Chaitanya watched this festival with his devotees, he floated in waves of ecstatic love. Lord Chaitanya was himself the worshipper and the object of worship, but without his mercy, who could understand his mind? In the form of the deity, the Lord sat on the throne, and in the form of sannyasi, he practiced devotional service. In his deity form, Lord Gaurasundar was Lord Jagannath, and in his sannyasi form, he accepted the mood of a devotee and distributed knowledge to people. Fine white, yellow, and blue silk clothes decorated with pearls and gold were offered to the deity form of the Lord. After Lord Jagannath was dressed, he was decorated with flower ornaments, flower bangles, a flower crown, and flower garlands. Jagannath was then worshipped with 16 items like sandalwood pulp, flowers, incense, and ghee lamps. He was then offered various types of foodstuffs. After the Lord saw this festival in the company of all his associates, he returned to his residence, absorbed in ecstatic love. So what we read and heard was from two Vedic literatures. One is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and from Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And both are biography of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Lord Krishna himself, who appeared 529 years ago in West Bengal. So the difference between Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Bhagavat was written before Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Chaitanya Bhagavat contains the first half of the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his earthly pastimes. The first 24 years are elaborated in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and the second half is given more focus in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Bhagavat was written before, and it is slightly smaller than Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Bhagavat contains 55 chapters, whereas Chaitanya Charitamrita contains 62 chapters. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is bigger, it's 11,555 verses. So the spiritual master of his Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and it is said that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj has read both Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita 108 times. And anytime he sees a newcomer, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami instructs them or asks them, have you read Chaitanya Bhagavat? So he instructs them to read Chaitanya Bhagavat first before they read Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the reason is Chaitanya Bhagavat is full of stories and pastimes. So it's very, very easy to understand. Many of you would have read this before, maybe a few times, because it contains wonderful, wonderful pastimes. And through the pastimes, we will be able to understand the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, as Srila Prabhupada said, is the post-graduation studies in spiritual life. So we read Bhagavad Gita first, then Srimad Bhagavatam, then Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, this Chaitanya Bhagavat is considered to be the first book that devotees should be reading according to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, because it's smaller and contains full of nectarian pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the devotees of the Lord. So what we read were the verses about Odana Sasti from these two wonderful Vedic literatures. And when we say this Odana Shakti, when we refer to this wonderful festival Odana Shasti, we remember great personality of Pundarika Vidyanidhi and Gadadhar Pandit, and later on we will hear about another great devotee as well, and that is Swarup Damodar. So they are all interrelated in these wonderful, wonderful Odana Shasti festival. So first of all, we need to understand, because in this wonderful purport, Srila Prabhupada describes about Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So who is Pundarika Vidyanidhi? We'll try to understand, we'll hear that, and then how he initiated Gadadhar Pandit, and then we will hear from Chaitanya Bhagavat about the wonderful pastimes of Pundarika Vidyanidhi in Jagannath Puri in relationship to this wonderful festival. Hare Krishna. So we will hear a benediction verse before we actually hear this first part of today's class. And this benediction verse comes from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, chapter 7, verse 156. This is the benediction just for us to hear about Pundarika and Gadadhar Pandit. So just to hear that combined pastime, one particular pastime, we have a benediction. Anyone who reads or hears about the meeting of Pundarika and Gadadhar obtains the wealth of love. So this is the benediction that is given by Vrindavan Das Thakur to all of us, because we are going to hear this wonderful meeting of Pundarika and Gadadhar Pandit. So everybody follows so far? So we are going to hear about this wonderful festival, but before that we have to know who are all the main players in this wonderful pastime, and the main devotee or the great personality is Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So Pundarika Vidyanidhi appeared in Chattagram. Anybody knows where Chattagram is? Chattagram is in East Bengal, and East Bengal is Bangladesh. So he appeared in Bangladesh, not West Bengal, which is Calcutta. So Pundarika Vidyanidhi appeared in Bangladesh, and one day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing ecstatically, it is said, from Chaitanya Bhagavat. So this particular pastime is referred to in both Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, but elaborated in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So here, one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing ecstatically, and after that he sat in one place and he started crying, Pundarika, my father, when am I going to see you again? Pundarika, my father, when am I going to see you again? Pundarika, my father, when am I going to see you again? And all the devotees who were surrounding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were perplexed in one way, because they have never heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chant this name Pundarika. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into trance, and the devotees talked among themselves. I think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu referred to Pundarikaksha. Pundarikaksha is lotus eyes. Krishna is referred to as Pundarikaksha. So maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was referring to Pundarikaksha because he's in love with Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Krishna, and therefore that's what he would have referred to. But then some devotees said, why don't we ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he comes back into consciousness? So they waited for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to get back into his consciousness, and they asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, you said Pundarika, my father, when will I see you? Who are you referring to? And again, we know that Pundarika Vidyanidhi was Vrishabhanu in Krishna Leela. So who's Vrishabhanu? Is the father of Srimati Radharani. And who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, who appeared in the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani. So here the daughter is calling for the father. So Pundarika, my father. So the devotees asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, who's this person you are referring to, Pundarika? Is it Lord Krishna or you are referring to someone else? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, just because you desire to hear about this great personality, you are so fortunate. Just by desiring to hear, you are so fortunate. And then he goes on to say, the whole world can be purified just by hearing the name Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So this is coming from the Lord himself. Exactly verbatim it is stated in Chaitanya Bhagavat. The whole world can be purified just by hearing the name Pundarika Vidyanidhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already cautions everyone. But nobody will recognize this great personality when he comes, because he looks like a gross materialist, but he is one of the greatest and pure devotees. But nobody can recognize him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives them this advance notice, you will not recognize him. And he goes on to explain the characteristics and the personality of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is explaining to all the devotees about the glories of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. And he says, a sinful personality will go and take bath in Ganges so that he can leave all his sins in Ganges. But Pundarik Vidyanidhi does not go to Ganges to take bath. And the reason is, he does not want his feet to touch Ganges. So when you're taking bath, you'll have to go into the water. When you're going into the water, you'll place your feet there. So Pundarika Vidyanidhi respects Ganga Mata so much that he will not take bath in Ganges, just like anyone else would like to leave their sins in Ganges. And he does not go to Ganges during the daytime. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining. Pundarika Vidyanidhi does not go to Ganges during the daytime because he does not want to see people washing their hair, goggling their mouth, rinsing their mouth in Ganges. He does not want to see that. So he goes late in the night to offer respects to Mother Ganga. So these are the wonderful characteristics of Pundarika Vidyanidhi that is explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself to all the devotees. And then he goes on to say, by the way, none of you will recognize him because he looks like a gross materialist, but he is one of the purest devotees that one can see. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again said. And then he again said, my dear Pundarika, when will I see you? My dear Pundarika, my dear father, when will I see you? And then in due course of time, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was crying for the association of Pundarika Vidyanidhi, that made Pundarika Vidyanidhi come to Navadvip from Bangladesh. So it is a lesson for us that when we sincerely cry, then we will get what we want in devotional life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing us by this example that he is crying for the association of a pure devotee, Pundarika Vidyanidhi, and in short period of time, Pundarika Vidyanidhi came all the way from Bangladesh to Navadvip. And as soon as he came to Navadvip, nobody was able to recognize him. But there was only one devotee who was able to recognize who this Pundarika Vidyanidhi was, and that was Vasudeva Datta's brother, Mukunda Datta. Both of them knew, only both of them knew, and Mukunda Datta was another great personality. He knew about Pundarika Vidyanidhi because he also appeared in this Chattagram, which is in Bangladesh. So from Bangladesh, both Pundarika Vidyanidhi and Mukunda Datta. There are quite a few Mukundas we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. So this wonderful personality is Mukunda Datta, who is one of the greatest singers. It is said when Mukunda Datta starts singing a kirtan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot stay without dancing. So that was the glory of this Mukunda Datta. So Mukunda Datta knew the glories of Pundarik Vidyanidhi and no one else knew. So Mukunda Datta went to Gadadhar Pandit. And who's Gadadhar Pandit? One of the Panchatattva, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gaura Bhakta. So Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya is Lord Krishna, Nityananda is Balaram, Advaita is combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadasiva, and Gadadhar Pandit is none other than Srimati Radharani, and Shivas is none other than Narada. So here, this Mukunda Datta goes to this great personality Gadadhar Pandit and he says to him, you are always hankering for the great, wonderful Vaishnava association, and here there is a pure Vaishnava who's come from Chattagram to Navadvip, and this is a wonderful opportunity. You will relish his association, but in return I need something. I'm going to introduce you to this great personality, but in return you have to give me something. And what is that? You have to accept me as your servant. So when you accept me as your servant, and then I will introduce you to this great personality, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So then they immediately go to this Pundarik Vidyanidhi's house. Mukunda Datta and Gadadhar Pandit go to Pundarik Vidyanidhi's house. And this is wonderful to visualize, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already said nobody can identify or nobody can recognize Pundarik Vidyanidhi because he looks like a gross materialist. So here Pundarik Vidyanidhi is sitting in a red couch. These wonderful descriptions are there in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he's sitting in a big, huge, comfortable red couch, and it's got brass armrests, decorated brass armrests. And he's got a huge bed by the side of him, and this huge bed. So we know about king size bed. So this bed is probably bigger than that bed, and it's got a red color silk cloth covering this big bed, and there are decorated pillows on all corners of this bed. So everybody is able to visualize this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said he's one of the greatest pure devotees, and here Gadadhar Pandit is seeing, Mukunda Datta and Gadadhar Pandit are seeing this personality sitting in this red couch with brass armrest and this huge bed with red silk cloth and decorated pillows on all sides, and he's got wonderful water pots surrounding him, probably with various wonderful juices, and then he's got brass plates of betel nut so that he can chew the betel nut, and he's got 2 decorated spittoons. Everybody knows what a spittoon is?
To spit.
So that is decorated spittoons is there, and he's got 2 ornate mirrors. Again, these are exact description in Chaitanya Bhagavat. 2 ornate mirrors, and that mirror is, he's looking at this mirror, he's looking at his red lips, and he's smiling this side and this side. And it is also said that he's got a wonderful tilak. He's got this wonderful sandalwood tilak, and he's got dots surrounding this wonderful tilak that is made of sandalwood paste as well as vermilion. He's got these dots. And his hair is shiny black because he's applied this amalaki oil. Amalaki oil is very like perfumed oil, and it's very expensive oil. So he's touching his hair, looking at his lips on both the mirrors, this side, he's biting his lips. And Gadadhar Pandit is seeing him.
The dress, you are not wearing the dress.
Yeah, the dress, he's wearing the silk dress.
All the silk dress.
Silk dress with wonderful jewelry. He looks like a gross materialist, exactly like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned. And Gadadhar Pandit is seeing all these things, and he's thinking, usually Mukunda Datta has got wonderful judgment, but I don't know now. Because he told me that he's going to introduce me to a pure Vaishnava, but nothing here tells me he's a pure Vaishnava other than the tilak that he's wearing. Other than that, nothing seemed to tell me that he's a Vaishnava, leave alone pure Vaishnava. So he did not say anything, he's just thinking. Chaitanya Bhagavat said he's thinking. And Mukunda Datta was able to read his mind and heart. Because he didn't say anything, there was no facial expression, or he didn't say anything. He's just thinking in his mind, no expression, and Mukunda Datta is able to read his mind and heart, and immediately he's a great singer. So he immediately starts singing or chanting 2 verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. One is a verse from the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the other one is from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, but both of them are in relationship to Putana's pastime. So many of you would have heard this wonderful verse. Aho Bakiya Stanakala Kudam Jigam Sayapa Yayadapi Yasadvi Leve Gatinda Triyuchitam Tatonyam Kamba Dayalum Sharanam Rajema. So here it is said, alas, who else can I take shelter other than the most merciful Lord Krishna, who gave the position of a mother to Putana, who came to kill Lord Krishna? Can there be anybody more merciful than Lord Krishna? The worst enemy gets the best of everything. The position of a nurse or a mother, Putana gets. As soon as these 2 verses, the second verse is much shorter verse from the 10th canto, but again, with regard to this Putana's pastime, immediately Pundarik Vidyanidhi starts crying, and it is said that incarnation of Ganga Devi were flowing from his eyes. Incarnation of Ganga Devi flowing from his eyes like torrents of rain, just flowing. And then suddenly he kicked whatever was there, the 2 spittoons that he was just went flying on both sides. He tore his silk shirt, and the silk cover on top of this huge bed, the betel nut plate went flying one side. All this description is there. So he went into this rage, this storm of ecstatic love took over him. Finally it subsided when he fell into this unconscious state of bliss. But the storm of ecstatic love continued for a long period of time. and it is said that this couch was so high, he fell down from such height, and everybody thought he broke all his bones. He just fell down, and then he went into this deep, unconscious bliss from this storm of ecstatic love, and it went on for 6 full hours. He is not moving because he went into this, he was able to exhibit this 8 forms of ecstasy, which is horripilation. Horripilation is all the hair standing on end, and sweating, and perspiration, and then horripilation, and then he's shaking violently, and he's shouting. Just because of those 2 verses, he's able to springboard into the pastimes and the glories of Lord Krishna, and he went into this trance. Now Gadadhar Pandit puts his head down because he has offended a great devotee. In mind, he didn't say anything because he had offended this great. So again, this is a lesson for all of us. He did not tell anything to anybody, to Mukunda, Datta, or anyone. He just offended this great personality, Pundarika Vidyanidhi, in his mind. And he says, the only way I can expunge the sinful reaction that I'm going to get because of this Vaishnava Aparadh is I need to take initiation from this great personality. That's the only way. I have to take initiation from him. And then after 6 hours, he comes back into consciousness, and then Mukunda Datta explains what had happened, that Gadadhar Pandit had mistook him for a materialist, but then what a great devotee he was, and then he wants to take initiation so that he can nullify the offenses that he had caused. And immediately Pundarik Vidyanidhi says, he is a priceless jewel. Who is the priceless jewel? Gadadhar Pandit is a priceless jewel, and he said, all the fortune that Pundarika Vidyanidhi is accumulated in many pastimes has resulted in him getting a disciple like Gadadhar Pandit. See, it's not just, getting a spiritual master after, so much of fortune, but the spiritual master is saying, it's my fortune that I've accumulated for so many lifetimes that I have a disciple like Gadadhar Pandit. And he agrees to initiate him, and immediately Gadadhar Pandit leaves, and then he goes and meets Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, and he says, my dear Lord, I would like to take initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So again, he's part of Panchatattva, and he is inquiring from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that whether he can take initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, do it immediately. And then wonderful celebration took place, and Gadadhar Pandit was initiated by Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So this is the benediction verse that we read. Anyone who reads or hears about the meeting of Pundarik and Gadadhar obtains the wealth of love. So we got the benediction. So now the second part, so what we just heard is from Madhya Kanda of Chaitanya Bhagavat, but then, which is from the seventh chapter of the Madhya Kanda from Chaitanya Bhagavat. But now to this actual pastime, because today we are hearing this glorious Odana Sasti which we just heard in relationship to this wonderful pastime that took place about 500 years ago with Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And for this we have to go to the last chapter of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So last chapter of the Antya Kanta of the Chaitanya Bhagavat. So this is very last chapter. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we heard, this Chaitanya Bhagavat describes about the first half of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, which is up to 24 years. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's earthly pastimes was 48 years. So the first 24 years is elaborated in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and mainly the second half, 24 to 48, in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the last chapter of this Chaitanya Bhagavat deals with this. This is one of the chapters. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after the sannyasi initiation, he is spending his time in Jagannath Puri, and he is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam for several hours. It is said at least for 3 hours he is hearing every day from the lotus mouth of Gadadhar Pandit, and he is weeping ecstatically. He is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So again, we all hear Srimad Bhagavatam when we go to ISKCON Toronto in the mornings, or once a month some of the devotees come here, we hear Srimad Bhagavatam during our Saturday class. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is setting an example by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit every day in Jagannath Puri for 3 hours, and he is crying ecstatically. And it is said in Chaitanya Bhagavat that he heard the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj. Pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj 100 times. Okay, I'm going to repeat that from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Srimad Bhagavatam directly from Gadadhar Pandit, and he heard the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj and pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj 100 times. So that was the love for Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is setting an example for us. So he's hearing this wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam every day, and he's in ecstatic mood. And also this great personality Swarup Damodar is there, and he's one of the greatest kirtaners as well, Swarup Damodar. So one day when Swarup Damodar was singing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing ecstatically, and suddenly he went missing. Nothing esoteric there. He fell into a well. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while dancing, fell into a well, and Advaita Acharya, who's part of this Panchatattva, who's a combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadasiva, all these devotees are putting their hands, both the hands on the forehead, and they don't know what to do. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fallen into a deep well. And when they went and saw that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was floating like a baby there, and this water in the well became like a butter. So there were no scratches on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for those of you who've been to India, you've seen this, you've tasted and felt this white butter. You see how soft the butter is, not like the butter that we get here, which is frozen and that is hard. The white butter is so soft. So it is said in Chaitanya Bhagavat that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell, it was like a butter for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because it was so soft and there was no scratches on the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Advaita Acharya and everybody pulled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu out. And at that time, again, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is walking by. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is again crying ecstatically, "My dear Pundarika, my dear father, my dear Pundarika," ecstatically is shouting, crying. And Swarup Damodar and Pundarik Vidyanidhi are in a fighting mood. And what is the fighting taking place there? Both of them are jumping, pushing each other and jumping to get the dust from each other's lotus feet. So both of them are fighting. He is jumping here, other one is jumping. Both of them are trying to get some dust from the lotus feet of each other. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed or instructed Pundarik Vidyanidhi, "I want you to stay in Nilachala." Nilachala is Jagannath Puri. If you remember, he's from Chattagram. Then he came to Navadvip, which is Mayapur. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing him, "I want you to stay in Jagannath Puri." And immediately, Pundarik Vidyanidhi says, "Yes, I will stay in Jagannath Puri." And that's the time what we read from these verses from Chaitanya Bhagavat, that Odana Sasti festival just started. So that was the day of the start of Odana Sasti. And Swarup Damodar and Pundarik Vidyanidhi are they go to Jagannath Puri temple every day to take darshan of the Lord. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi is going with Swarup Damodar, and at that time he is seeing that this wonderful dress, if you remember, what cloth is being offered to Lord Jagannath? Starched cloth. Now, so he's looking at this and he's saying, how can anybody offer starched clothes to the Lordship? Because starched cloth is impure, is considered impure. And he's saying in Shruti and Smriti. So all of us know what is Shruti and Smriti, right? Shruti is the direct words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Smritis are realization of these great personalities, great acharyas. So Shrutis and Smritis teach us that starched clothes are impure. How can you apply? Because it is boiled rice water that the clothes are dipped in. It is supposed to be impure. How can anybody offer starched clothes to the Lordship? It is an offense. It should not be done. So that is the statement of Pundarik Vidyanidhi to Swarup Damodar. He's saying this is not right. And then Swarup Damodar said, but the Lord is accepting it. The Lord is used to it. The Lord is accepting. Then Pundarik Vidyanidhi is saying, the Lord is the supreme Lord. He can do whatever He wants. But we as devotees, how can we do anything that we want? We think we are the Lord. We should follow rules and regulation. We cannot offer starched clothes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is not right. And he is not very happy the way that this offering is going on. They're offering more and more starched clothes. And then suddenly he turns around. The king of Puri is walking by and he's got a starched turban as well. And he's laughing and you see everybody thinks they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First of all, offering this starched clothes to the Lordship it's an offense. And now this king is also wearing this starched clothes. He is also now impure. Everybody is impure here. The Pandas are touching these clothes. They are impure. This is not right. We are all learned in scriptures. This is not the way to do that. And then he's shaking his head and then he laughed. What sort of people they are. And then evening time, both of them went back to their respective residences in Jagannath Puri. They offered worship in the evening to their deities as well. So after they finish the temple worship, they go to their residences, they offer the sadhana bhakti, and then after that, they have their meals, they go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, get his blessings, and then come back home. You see the process? So they go to Jagannath Puri temple, they spend all the time there, go back home, they offer worship to, they do their Krishna conscious activities. Then they have their prasadam. Then they go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, go see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offer obeisances, come back home and they take rest. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi went back home and then it was late in the night and he goes to sleep. After he went to sleep, Lord Jagannath appears there. So it is like a dream. So Lord Jagannath appears there. And immediately Lord Jagannath starts slapping him. It's not like a gentle slap, huge slap, left, right and center on both the cheeks. Lord Jagannath is slapping the pure devotee Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Again, this is a pastime that is referred both in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in Chaitanya Bhagavat, but elaborated mainly in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he gets slapped on both the cheeks so forcibly, and then Lord Balaram comes. And he thinks Lord Balaram is going to save him from this slap. Lord Balaram joins and both of them are slapping Pundarik Vidyanidhi left, right and center. And it went on for 2 dandas. And it is said 1 danda is 24 minutes. So 2 dandas is 48 minutes non-stop slapping on both the cheeks. So at some point, Pundarik Vidyanidhi falls at the lotus feet and he cries, "My dear Krishna, please save me, please forgive me, please forgive me." And then they stop slapping him. Still Pundarik Vidyanidhi is innocent, he does not know. "My dear Lordship, what mistake have I done? Why are you slapping me? Why both of you are slapping me?" And Lord Jagannath speaks, "You have offended my devotees. You are finding fault with their worship to me. I inaugurated this Odana Sasti festival." So again, we are tying back to where we started. Day before yesterday was the start of this Odana Sasti festival. We may think, okay, one of those festivals. Here in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Lord Jagannath is saying, "I inaugurated this Odana Sasti festival. Who are you to tell them that they should not be offering me starched clothes? I want that, and that is what is happening. So you should not be doing that." Immediately, again he falls in their feet and he says, "I am a great offender, I am a sinful personality, please forgive me, please forgive me." And then Lord Krishna, Lord Jagannath and Lord Baladev said to him that this punishment is actually a mercy to you. And then they stare at him, they glance at him, and then they go back to Jagannath Puri temple. They go back because they came from there. They go back to the temple. It's like a big morning, and then they go back. And then Pundarik Vidyanidhi wakes up in the morning. Oh, it should be a big dream, but so real. And then he's looking at the mirror. the cheeks are swollen so big, and it is said that the finger marks are there with the ring marks too. Because Lord Krishna, Lord Jagannath and Lord Baladev, so when they came, there is finger marks there. So again, they are hitting in the form of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, because they have fingers and they have all these rings in them. Slapped both the cheeks, and it's red and swollen with all the finger and the ring marks. So then he considers himself to be most fortunate, because Pradyumna is the son of one of the sons of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna does not even beat Lord Pradyumna anywhere like that. But here Pundarik Vidyanidhi is so fortunate because he got slapped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Vrindavan Das Thakur explains that when we have a dream, and in the dream, when we get punished or when we get wealth, it does not show anything next day morning. Right? We get wealth, we get punished, next day morning, oh, tiger was chasing me, but there's no tiger, fine. We get $1 million in the night, next day morning, there's no $1 million, still the bills of $1 million is waiting for us. But Vrindavan Das Thakur is explaining that when Lord Krishna punishes or gives anything, it shows up the next day. So here, even it was like a dream, the cheeks are swollen like this. And here, Swarup Damodar comes in the morning, because they have to go early in the morning to Jagannath Puri temple. So he's coming from his residence and he's trying to get hold of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Usually he's standing out and both of them go towards the temple. And here he's not there. Not that he was sleeping, but he's feeling so embarrassed because everybody can see all the 10 fingers in the cheek. Actually it's 20 fingers, right? 20 fingers of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. So it's full of marks there. So he does not even open the door to call Swarup Damodar in, because when he opens the door, some devotees can see. He says, just open the door and come inside. So Swarup Damodar goes inside, and then he sees, what happened here? Your cheeks are so swollen. Then he says, please come and sit down here. I want to explain what had happened. And he explains that because of the offense that he had committed in trying to change the mode of worship, and then he was punished personally. And then Swarup Damodar said, how fortunate you are. I've never heard anybody get slapped for this type of offense, but you're so fortunate. And both of them were laughing about this, but then it took a long time for the swelling of who? Of Pundarik Vidyanidhi to go down. Now, and he said, it is an offense because I laughed. You remember, he had laughed at the devotees because they were applying this starched clothes to the Lord. I laughed with my mouth, and the punishment that I got was the mouth got hit through the slapping. It was a correct reward for the punishment that for the offense that I have committed. And if you remember, there was one other incident. We have to go to Srimad Bhagavatam. This is from the 10th canto, and the chapter is 61. Anybody remembers this pastime? This is a pastime after Aniruddha's wedding. Rukmi, who's the brother of Rukmini, is challenging Lord Balaram for a dice game, gambling dice game. And the king of Kalinga is there. King of Kalinga starts with D, Dandavakra. So there in the 61st chapter, it does not say it's Dandavakra, but elsewhere we get to know that king of Kalinga is Dandavakra. So king of Kalinga is there, and then he's instigating Rukmi, have a dice match with Lord Balaram. They're cowherd boys, they don't know how to play, just challenge him. So in the first dice game, Lord Balaram loses, and this king Kalinga laughs with all his teeth showing. This can really make somebody mad, right? Like this. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, this king of Kalinga was laughing in this mocking way, showing all his teeth. Ram saw that and he was angry, but he controlled himself. And then this dice match took place more and more. And then Lord Balaram won, but Rukmi was cheating, saying that he won. And then the voice from the sky said, no, Rukmi is cheating, Lord Balaram won. And then Rukmi was vehemently denying, no, I want. What did Lord Balaram do? Just took his club, just hit him and killed him. Just took the club, hit Rukmi, who was own brother of the wife of one of the wives of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, when he saw that, he was actually neutral because he cannot support his wife nor the brother, right? Brother or the wife. So then, this king of Kalinga, when he saw that one shot, Rukmi fell dead. Next is, he did not do anything after that. He just laughed once with all his teeth showing. And then Lord Balaram turned to him and he starts running. Lord Balaram takes few steps, takes the club, and he does not kill him. So maybe he's hitting him slowly. He hits him and all his teeth broke. All his teeth fell. So that was the punishment again for offending somebody. He offended the Pandas, what sort of starch cloth they are applying to the Lord. And then he laughed, and the punishment was multiple slapping from both the personalities. And in this, from Srimad Bhagavatam, from this pastime, king of Kalinga laughed like this and got all his teeth knocked over. There is one more incident in Srimad Bhagavatam from the 4th canto. This is Prajapati Daksha's pastime. So there, Veerabhadra is one of the great followers of Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva was not given respect and Sati had self-immolated. So here Veerabhadra comes and knocks out the teeth of Daksha. So all his teeth are knocked out because he had offended. So that is the punishment. Like from all these things, when we offend somebody, the punishment is, one-to-one. So with the mouth, the punishment is right there in the mouth itself. And immediately, so the punishment is, the lesson to be learned is, if there is some mode of worship that is going on traditionally for years and years in some place, do not try to change it. That is what the Lord likes. That is what will continue. There is another incident 1,000 years ago. So what we heard was 500 years ago in Jagannath Puri. But 1,000 years ago during Sripad Ramanujacharya's pastime. So during Ramanujacharya's pastime, Ramanujacharya was such a great personality, and this was in the very end of his pastime. Everybody knows him in India as such a great personality, learned scholar and a great teacher. So he went to Jagannath Puri and he saw that the Pandas are not offering worship to Lord Jagannath using the Pancharatra Vidhi. Narada Muni's Pancharatra Vidhi is not, they are not using that type of worship. They worship the Lord in different ways, just like starched clothes are often. Traditional way, with love and devotion, but in a traditional way, but totally different from the orthodox Pancharatra Vidhi. So he goes there, and when the king sees Ramanujacharya, he is scared, and then he says, I want a debate with all your main Pandas tomorrow. I want to try to find out what sort of worship they are doing here and what is the right form of worship. This is not right. If you remember, this we are going back in time, because what had happened 500 years was, Pundarik Vidyanidhi said this form of worship is not good, don't put starch clothes. So probably he did not know what had happened 500 years before to Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya said, I want to have a debate tomorrow with all your main Pandas, what sort of worship is going on here. Pancharatra Vidhi is the right form of worship. And then the king calls all the Pandas in the night and says, tomorrow morning, I cannot say no. Ramanujacharya, great Ramanujacharya is there. And tomorrow, there is going to be a debate tomorrow morning. So all the Pandas, during the course of the night, they worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Jagannath. My dear Lord, please avoid this debate, because we will definitely lose. If we lose, then we have to change our mode of worship and we'll have to do different worship as per Pancharatra Vidhi. But we offer you all this worship with so much of love and devotion, and you like that. So please save us. So Ramanujacharya went to sleep in the night, trying to get ready for tomorrow morning's debate. So he came to Jagannath Puri with many hundreds of his followers. So in the night, Ramanujacharya is sleeping, because after the worship of the Pandas to Lord Jagannath. So Ramanujacharya is sleeping, and in the morning he wakes up. Okay, let me go for the debate, let me get ready and go to the debate. And he's seeing the surrounding is totally different. He doesn't know what is going on. Did I sleep in a different room last night and somehow I came here, I don't even remember? Then he's asking, where am I? He's been transported to South India, to Visakhapatnam, 300 miles away, overnight, instantaneously transported to Kurmakshetra. Kurmakshetra is about a few hundred kilometers from Visakhapatnam. It's in Andhra Pradesh. Kurmakshetra is a very, very wonderful place where Lord Kurma's temple is there. Kurmadev is tortoise avatar. And Shankaracharya went there, Madhvacharya went there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the South Indian Yatra, the first temple he went is Kurmakshetra. So he's transported overnight without his knowledge to Kurmakshetra. All his disciples are still there in Jagannath Puri. They are looking for him. And then here, Ramanujacharya is in Kurmakshetra. Because he tried to change the form of worship that is traditionally going on in Jagannath Puri. So the lesson learned is, especially in Jagannath Puri, whatever is going on is by the supreme will of the Lord. Whether it's starched clothes, whether it's non-Pancharatra Vidhi, it is all by the supreme will of the Lord. And that is, when you think of this instantaneous transfer, like Ramanujacharya was transferred 300 miles away, anybody remembers any other instantaneous transferring of thousands and thousands of living entities? From the 10th canto again, 50th chapter. This is the Kalyavana pastime. Jarasandha has lost 17 times. And then at the beginning of the 18th time, he is about to come with this huge army to fight with Krishna again. Every time Krishna lets him go, after he loses, go. Because he can bring more demons and then he can kill and all of them can get the salvation. So before the 18th time, just before the 18th time he can come, Kalyavana is also coming. So he's also another demon, Kalya Yavana, Black Yavana. He's coming with 30 million barbarians. It is 30 million barbarians. So they are coming here from one side, and Lord Krishna is instructing Lord Balaram, if one of us go and fight, or both of us fight with Jarasandha, Kalyavana will come and attack all the residents of Mathura. So immediately instantaneously he creates the city of Dwaraka. And all the inhabitants are instantaneously transferred from Mathura to Dwaraka. Just instantaneously they are all transferred, so that the fight can go on and nobody is harmed in Mathura. And then we know the pastime how Lord Krishna always does more than one at a time. It's like 2 in 1, 3 in 1. So here he wanted to glorify Muchukunda, but at the same time he wanted to kill Kalyavana. So what does he do? Lord Krishna starts running. He goes towards Kalyavana, and the 30 crore or 30 million barbarians are there. Suddenly he walks right past them. See how fortunate they are. They are looking at the Supreme Personality of God, all these demons, but then they did not even recognize he's the Supreme Personality of God. That's the sad part there. And then suddenly Krishna starts running away. And then this Kalyavana is trying to go and catch him. He's so close yet so far. So close yet so far.
You want to take him separately from
the cave.
this-
He
starts running. So Kalyavana starts running. And then Krishna goes running towards the cave because he wants to give this glory of killing this Kalyavana. Krishna could have easily killed the Kalyavana, but he pretends as though he's scared and he's running. Kalyavana is running after him, so close. Who can catch Krishna? The yogis cannot catch Krishna. Mother Yasoda could not catch Krishna. Then finally Krishna allowed to be tied during this Damodari. Runs. Finally, Krishna goes when Muchukunda is one of those great personalities who actually fought for the demigods. So by the look, his sleep was disturbed. When he looked at the personality, he was Kalyavana, and immediately he was burnt to ashes. So Krishna always does more than one at a time. So that was a wonderful pastime today of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. We heard about Gadadhar Pandit as well as about Swarup Damodar. And day before yesterday was this wonderful event of Odana Sasti, which started and it will go on for a few months. It is celebrated in a grand manner in Jagannath Puri. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि ओम। नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परमहंसाचार्य श्री श्रीमद् अभिचंद्र भक्ति वेदांत महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर किशोर दास महाराज की जय। भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। हरदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम वृंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी मथुरापुरी द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय। गंगा देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। साम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Asma devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Budre Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Ki Namne Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Prachande Nirvishesha Srimadi Pacharya Devikarne Nidai Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Gaura.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Radhai.
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, on behalf of ISKCON Scarborough, I'd like to welcome each one of you to this Friday evening program. We are honored to welcome you. Today is Friday, 18th of December. And we welcome all of you to ISKCON Scarborough. All of us could have been in many other places, but we all made time to hear the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to take part in this wonderful Friday evening program. So we are very grateful and honored to have you with us. And as you know, the book marathon is underway. And if any of you would like to sponsor Bhagavad Gita or the whole box of Bhagavad Gita. The Tamil Bhagavad Gita, there are actually 10 Tamil Bhagavad Gitas in a box. If you would like to sponsor one box, which is $100, or if you would like to sponsor one box of English Bhagavad Gita, which contains 16 Bhagavad Gitas, which is $160. So in a way, it's $10 per Bhagavad Gita. Please do so. And some of our devotees are going door to door to distribute Bhagavad Gita. So last week, Paripurna Das Prabhu and Adokshaya Mother, both of them went to some apartments and they were able to distribute quite a few Bhagavad Gitas in Tamil and English. So if you would like to sponsor, so this is the best way for, this is a preaching activity. When you sponsor, so you are giving the benefit to those who are actually able to get this Bhagavad Gita. If not, they will never ever get an opportunity to actually feel how Bhagavad Gita is. When they keep Bhagavad Gita in their homes, they are keeping Lord Krishna in their homes. So even if they are not able to read it right away, and these are like time bombs, as you know, so at some point, suddenly it will explode. Oh, let me read this. Even after 5 years, the book may accumulate dust, Bhagavad Gita, but at some point, I've seen this personally. So this will happen. So this is an opportunity for all of us. If you would like to sponsor, please do so. Please see Govinda Das Prabhu. And also, if you would like to join Paripurna Das Prabhu on this wonderful book distribution, please see Govinda Das Prabhu. He will arrange for you to distribute the books with them. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, Saturday, 19th of December, we do continue our radio program. Every day, every Saturday, it's from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And last week, our Ravi Prabhu was able to hear the Geetavani radio program live by logging on to www.geetavani.com. If you're unsure about the spelling, you can go to Google and type in Geetavani. Geeta, like Bhagavad Gita, Geeta Vani, which is words. And then you'll be able to hear that even without the radio set. And it was an eye-opener when Ajamal Prabhu was there giving a class last Sunday, and he asked, how many of you were able to hear the Bhagavad Gita class yesterday in the radio program? And then none of the hands went. And then he said, this is our temple program. At the comfort of your homes, all you have to do is log on and then, hear that. And then you can also ask questions so that others will benefit from the questions that you may ask. So if you get a chance, try to log on to www.geetavani.com. And it's tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And also tomorrow evening from 4:30 to 6, our own Radha Murari group has been invited to perform a wonderful kirtan at ISKCON Toronto tomorrow evening 4:30 to 6. So definitely not to miss event. We'll have to encourage our own young devotees who have been invited by various groups and centers to perform wonderful kirtan. So tomorrow evening 4:30 to 6 at ISKCON Toronto. And Sunday, Radha Murari group has been invited to participate in a wonderful kirtan, 1 hour kirtan from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Pranav Mandir. And that has been arranged by Ravi Prabhu as well. So we're very, very grateful to Ravi Prabhu for arranging this through that temple there. And Prabhu has been arranging wonderful programs for our Radha Murari to go and sing this melodious Hare Krishna Mahamantra in different centers. One was in Morningside and Shepherd as well. So we're grateful to Prabhu for this opportunity. Thank you. Monday is one of the biggest days for all of us because Monday is Gita Jayanti. So it's Advent of Bhagavad Gita. So it's the appearance day of Bhagavad Gita. So 5,152 years ago, Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna and through Arjuna to all of us. So we will commemorate that wonderful day here at ISKCON Scarborough by reading all the 700 English verses from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Again, please mark it in your calendar. Coming Monday from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. If you remember last time, we had the mic in the front and then we will get different devotees who can actually read it at a good pace as well. So what we'll do is we will have the total number of verses in each one of those chapters in front of us. We know second chapter is pretty big, 12th is only 20 verses, And then 15 is also only 20 verses. So based on that, based on the speed at which devotees can chant, but we also have to join in to chant. So we'll balance that, and we'll get different devotees to read, and we will join them as the verses are being read. So that is on Monday from 6:30 p.m. So rain or shine, we will start exactly at 6:30 p.m. because so that we can finish on time. And we will end the program with wonderful Ekadasi feast, because it's also Ekadasi on Monday. So there will be no Arati because the deities will go back on Sunday, but we will have this 700 English verses being read collectively, and we will have honor wonderful Ekadasi Prasadam Monday evening. And December 26th, which is a Saturday, there is a wonderful home program in His Grace Radha Govindari Prabhu / Santosh Prabhu's home. So Prabhu has cordially invited all of us to come for this wonderful home program that will start in the morning at 9:30 a.m. with a wonderful kirtan by again Radha Murari group, followed by fire yagya, and then we will also read 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So that'll be nice. We'll be warming up on Monday with 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and we'll read 3 chapters, 9, 12 and 15 chapters on 26th as well in Prabhu's home. And Ajamil Prabhu is again coming there, and he'll be performing wonderful kirtan as well. So please mark it in your calendar, Saturday 26th of December, home program in the morning, not in the evening, because in the evening is the last Saturday of the month, and we do have a Tamil Bhagavad Gita right here at ISKCON Scarborough. Hare Krishna. And one last announcement is, maybe a couple of more announcements. December 28th is Bhakti Mela, where ISKCON Brampton is celebrating their 10th year of existence. So December 28th, which is a Monday, Bhakti Mela. The poster is there in our communication board. Wonderful group, Kirtan groups are coming from United States to take part in this wonderful event. His Holiness Bhakti Marga Swami will be there, and there'll be a wonderful drama as well. And they're trying to distribute about 400 to 450 tickets, and as all of us know, it's not an easy task. We've been trying to distribute 300 tickets for our boat cruise, and we know it is a challenge. So we kindly, humbly encourage all of you to see Govinda Das Prabhu if you can help the organizers as well to get some tickets. And also, it's not just helping, it's an entertainment for us, spiritual entertainment for us. 5 hours of wonderful kirtan and drama, and then followed by a wonderful sumptuous prasadam. So all is included in this ticket that you'll be purchasing. There are discounted tickets for children, half the price, and also you don't have to worry about your children because they are going to have wonderful activities for children like magic show in the basement or 1 floor below the main hall. So they'll be taken care of. So please see Govinda Das Prabhu, who's our person in charge for distributing this ticket for this Bhakti Mela, which is 28th of December. It is a Monday, but don't worry, it's a holiday because you get this Boxing Day, which falls on a weekend, so it's on a Monday, so it's a holiday. It includes prasadam as well. And one last announcement is, it's an advance announcement, but an ongoing announcement. Srimad Bhagavatam classes during the second Saturday of every month for 2 hours. It's audio-visual presentation with a quiz as well, so you can dive deeper into different pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. So now we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this time we will invite Ombir Prabhu to lead us through this one round of chanting. Hare Krishna.
And one more big applause for His Grace Ananda Gauranga. Wonderful lecture.